Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is when he tells you he feels like a failure. So it's actually been a while since I've made a Bakugou X-Listener. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this one. And if you have more ideas for Bakugou only, you can tell me in the comments and I'll try to check them out. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's get going. Bakugou wasn't one for being vulnerable. You knew that. You'd been together long enough to understand that his bluster and exertion were often just a shield. You'd also been together long enough to know how to see past it. He'd been quiet all evening. You'd been sprawled on the couch, scrolling through your phone, while he sat in his usual chair, a textbook open on his lap, although he hadn't turned a page in over an hour. You could feel the tension radiating from him, a low hum of discontent that made the air feel heavy. You'd been staring at the same page for an hour. You said, your voice soft, not accusatory. You put your phone down and sat up, turning to face him. He grunted, not looking up. Mind your own business. You sighed, a little smile playing on your lips. Your business is my business, Katsuki. What's going on? Silence. You got up and walked over to him, kneeling in front of his chair. He still wouldn't meet your eyes, a rare occurrence. His gaze was fixed on the open book, but his mind was clearly a million miles away. His jaw was tight, and he was chewing on the inside of his cheek, a habit that he had developed when he was deeply frustrated. You reached for his hand, gently prying his fingers from the edge of the book. His hand was warm and calloused, and he didn't pull away. You ran your thumb over his knuckles, a silent invitation for him to talk. It's nothing, Moyan, he mumbled, but his voice was strained. It's not nothing. Talk to me, Katsuki. He finally looked at you, and the frustration in his crimson eyes was so potent it almost felt like a physical force. There was something else in there, too. Something that you rarely saw. A deep, bitter wariness. He broke off, shaking his head. I just feel like a failure, damn it. The words hit you like a physical blow. Bakugou, a failure. The man who had clawed his way on the top of his class, who was on a fast track to being one of the best heroes in the country, who had never given up on anything in his life. It didn't compute. A failure. Katsuki, what are you even talking about? He yanked his hand from yours, running it through his spiky hair in a frustrated gesture. I keep thinking about the provisional license exam, about the way I acted, about All Might and Deku. His voice dropped to a low, pained growl. He keeps getting stronger. I see it, you know. He's figuring things out and I'm still just... He gestured vaguely at himself. I'm just stuck. Your heart ached for him. You knew his rivalry with Midoriya was a complicated thing, a mix of fierce competition and respect. But to hear him express this kind of self-doubt, to hear him believe that he wasn't actually enough, was devastating. Katsuki, that's not true. You're not a failure because of what you think. Don't lie to me, Wayan. He snapped, but there was no real heat behind the words, just pain. I'm falling behind. I'm not living up to what I should be. I'm not good enough to be the #1 hero. He took his hand again, more firmly this time, and made him look at you. Listen to me, you idiot. You are not a failure. You're the most determined, hard-working person that I know. Everyone stumbles. Everyone has moments where they feel like they're not keeping up. But that doesn't define you. He was still glaring, but some of the tension had begun to bleed out of his shoulders. I'm not supposed to stumble. Not like this. Says who? You? Since when did you become so damn perfect that you're not allowed to be human? You saw his lips twitch at your defiance, a small sign that he was listening to you. Look at me, Katsuki. Remember what you did in the fight. What you did for me, for your friends. You've risked everything. That's not a failure, Katsuki. That's what a hero does. You stood up and moved closer, wrapping your arms around his neck from behind, resting your chin on his shoulder. He stiffened for a moment, and then relaxed into your embrace, his breath hitching. Deku isn't the only one who has changed. You have too. You're not the same angry kid who thought he had to do everything on his own. You've grown since then. You've become someone who is not afraid to protect the people he cares about, even if it hurts you. That's the kind of hero that people need. And that's the kind of man I fell in love with, and that I still love. He was silent for a long time, the only sound being the soft thrum of his heartbeat against your cheek. And then his hand came up, covering yours where they were clasped at his chest. I don't know what I'd do without you, he muttered, his voice muffled. You'd probably figure it out, you said, a smile in your voice. But you can also be really glad that I'm here. Because as long as I'm here, you don't have to. You have me for that. He turned in his chair, pulling you onto his lap. He settled you into him, resting your head on his shoulder, your fingers tracing the lines of his jaw. He was still a bit tense, but the sharp edges had softened. Don't ever think that you're a failure, Katsuki. Don't ever let that voice win. You're not a failure. You're everything but that. You're my hero. He didn't say anything, but he held you tighter, burying his face in your hair. And in that moment, in the quiet intimacy of your shared space, you knew that he believed you. After all, even if he didn't always show it for sure, he always believed you no matter what you said. Thank you guys for listening and for supporting me throughout my job. I basically have been really slacking off lately, and I'm really sorry for that, so I've been trying to make up for it, and maybe I'll release more than 1 or 2 videos a day. Supposedly, I'm supposed to upload 2 videos every day, but I haven't really been doing that, so I might just release more. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and goodbye!